Assalamu alaikum to all my dear and lovely students. I hope you all are fine, feeling well and going well with your studies. I, your English teacher, welcome you all once again in our today's online class where we are going to learn something new in grammar in chapter number 6, and that is past perfect tense. So the definition says that the action which starts in the past and finished in the past, and we also get the result in the past. For example, I had cooked the food means the food that has been cooked by me is already cooked in the past. Formula: subject plus had plus third form of the verb plus object. One thing else, third form of the verb, it has also its another name, and that is past participle. So whenever there comes past participle or third form of the verb, remember these two are one thing. So we don't need to get confused here. Secondly, question comes here that when do we use past perfect tense? So the answer is that the past perfect takes place before another past action. Like for example, I noticed that he had left his book behind. In this sentence, noticed is a past action or past simple tense, and the second portion, he had left this book behind. Had left is a past perfect or past perfect tense. So if you want to combine past simple with the past perfect tense, so we can combine them in this way. So we know that to form a sentence we have three kind of sentences, like number 1 positive sentence, number 2 negative sentence, and number 3 interrogative sentence. Let's come towards the positive sentence. So positive means the previous one according to formula, like subject plus had plus third form of the verb and object. Like here we have the first one, I had started. So this is a positive sentence. Moving on towards the negative sentence. So in negative sentence, after had and before third form of the verb or past participle, we will use not in our sentence. Like here, I had not started. Not, I'm using not after had and before third form of the verb. Okay, interrogative sentence or question sentence, I'll use had in the beginning of my sentence, so it becomes had I started, and then at the end I'll use question mark as well. Had I started means I'm asking a question. So my dear students, you have a lot of varieties of sentences here. It will help you in your learning, but you can make your own sentence by using your daily life. Now let's move towards our next topic, and that is past perfect continuous. Remember, that is ing form of verb. Like for example, studying, going, cooking. These all are ing form of verb or present participle. Here the definition says that past perfect continuous indicates a past action which starts in the past and continues to happen after another action and time in the past. For example, you had been studying means when we talk about the action which was continuous in a period of time and finished in the past. Formula for this can be subject plus had plus been plus ing form of verb. So this is for the positive sentence. Like for example, they had been playing tennis. Had been, and after that ing form of verb. For making negative sentence, then we will include not in our sentence. Like for example, subject plus after had and before been means in between of had and been, we will use not in our sentence. So it becomes subject plus had not slash, or short form of had not, we know that it's hadn't with the help of apostrophe T, it becomes hadn't, plus been plus ing form of verb. So the sentence becomes they hadn't been playing tennis. The last one for the interrogative or question sentence. This is how we can form sentences. So here is the brief definition of past perfect continuous with its form and sentences and examples. So here you have varieties of sentences like the simple affirmative sentence, how to change it into negative and then interrogative. This is good for your learning, but I suggest, my dear students, to go with your own sentences. Try to make your own sentences using past perfect continuous. Now the next one is use of since and for in this past perfect continuous tense. So here let me tell you that we use for that indicates a period of time, like for example 5 minutes, 2 weeks, 3 days, 6 months, 6 years, 2 centuries, a long time, ever, and etc. While on the other hand, since, that indicates a point in past time. For example, 9 o'clock, 1st January, Monday, December 1994, 1800, I left school, and the beginning of time, etc. For example, you will get more with the help of these examples. Like for example here, the plumber had been fixing. Just see, had been fixing. Past perfect continuous tense. The plumber had been fixing the water tap for. I'm using for, as I told you, use of for and since in my sentence. For 2 hours. When you want to mention the time, then we'll use for. Like for 2 hours, for 5 hours, for 2 days, right? This is how we can use for in our sentence. While on the other hand, I have one interrogative sentence. Just want to make you all understand the concept of a since here. Had the actor been working since morning? So this is how I can use since in my sentence. Since morning, since 1992. Like for example, I've been studying since morning, or I've been teaching in this school since 2015 or 2014. And I've been teaching for 5 years. For 5 years since 2015, right? This is how we can use since and for in this past perfect continuous tense to form a sentence. I hope this video was helpful for all of you. So I wish you good luck and a happy day. Thank you. Allah Hafiz. Take care.